Hey, how's it going? This is Augustus with Ask a Wise Guy, and I'm about to get wise with you. Um, Ladies, it's been a while since I've done any recordings at all, actually. But I'm taking a break from my current projects just to give you guys a second, just to focus on you guys for a second, and just to bless you guys. Um, so today, what I want to talk about is how to how to stand for your queendom, how to embrace, how to stand, how to uphold. For some, even to start, how to start your queendom. Um, if you listen to Cleopatra, if you've been on that, the Return of Cleopatra, you'll hear many of those many things that I'm about to bring up. But if you haven't, then shame on you. Check that out. That's on my channel. Look me up. You'll find it. But there's a lot of beautiful things in there. But just being a woman, that's the most amazing thing. That's the most amazing thing. And see, ladies, if you haven't known this, if you haven't known this already, like us men, every day our manhood is on the test. Every single day. And if you live with the man, or if you deal with men naturally, then there's going to be some things that you do, whether you realize it or not, where you're going to be testing our manhood. You're going to be saying things, you're going to be expecting things from us where it's like, okay, you're the man, right? Well, why aren't you doing this? Those type things. So the way that us men, the way that our manhood is on the test every single day, the way it's on the line every single day, is the same way that your womanhood, your feminism, your the queen, the way that that's being tested every single day. See, excuse me if I sound a little under the weather. I've been under the weather, for a couple of days, but that's not going to stop me from blessing anybody. Believe that. It's going to take more than a sore throat or a stuffy nose to stop me. But anyway, you're the woman, your feminism, your womanhood is put to the test every single day. And I just want to share some things to help you and to show you how this could be put to the test, because it's not specifically you, it's just your womanhood that's being put to the test. You as a person, sometimes that has nothing to do with it. Sometimes it's just the fact that you're a woman in the room, a real woman. And I want to show you these things. All right. Beauty has nothing to do with womanhood. Beauty has nothing to do with womanhood. Beauty is simply it's a additive. Beauty is a side thing. Beauty is never needed. Never. But beauty is simply for pleasure. It's simply for the enjoyment of things. Beauty comes with a real woman. See, the woman is there first. A girl, she grows up, she becomes a lady, then through her stride, through who she is, through what she does, how she reacts to things, that makes her a woman. See, and see, beyond that, you have a queen. So I'm not going to jump into that yet, but that's something that you want to keep your mind on. So when a real woman is present, you can see beauty in that, because beauty always comes with a real woman. And I'm not talking about surface. I'm not talking about, how she decks herself up, how she what she wears, how she wears it. No. You have to remember, the first man and the first woman were without those things. They were without makeup, they were without clothes, they were naked and unashamed. But the woman was still beautiful. Why? Because she was a real woman. See, just a side note, ladies, but imagine how life would be if you understood this and you lived like this. Imagine how life would be if you understood that, beauty comes from being a real woman. Imagine how beautiful, how much you could tune and tone and work on your own beauty. Imagine how beautiful you could appear to be if you just understood this. I'm telling you, this is powerful stuff here. Excuse me. So it's very important for every young lady, every young woman to understand the importance of being a real woman. When life comes and hits you, how do you react? What's your reactions? And I'm not talking about, not getting emotional. You're a woman, you're gonna get emotional. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your standards. I'm talking about the respect that you have for yourself. Do you need anyone to tell you that you're strong? Do you need anyone to tell you that you're beautiful? Of course that helps, but is that what you need? Now, here's the deal. If that is what you need, okay, and I advise this to all women, actually, all young ladies, all older women alike. Get yourself around the right surroundings. Are you surrounding yourself with people that build you up? If you have a family that doesn't build you up, yes, that's your family, and yes, love them, always love them. But sometimes you got to get away from your family if they're not building you up, just to get around some people that will. Because it's not about you and them relationship wise. It's about you working on yourself. For example, I'll use myself as an example. When I work out, one thing that's more dreadful to me than anything it's not a dreadful workout that dreads me, that stops me from, that keeps me from being motivated to work out. The most dreadful thing for me when it comes to working out is having the wrong surroundings. Me, I like to work out at home. So if I'm working out at home and there's a lot of clutter in the way, I'm not gonna want to do what I have to do. It's gonna be dreadful. You know, if I gotta walk around stuff, if what I'm looking at on the TV doesn't pertain to where my mind needs to be, you know, I'm gonna dread working out, and I'm not even gonna think about getting that last rep in. How much more the last set? See. So when it comes to you developing your womanhood, bringing that queen out, you want to understand your surroundings. You know, if you know, what is your room saying? Or what does your room say? You know, if I looked up on the walls, if I were to walk in your room and look on the walls, would I see the past? Would I see things that would cause you to think on the past? Or will I see the future? Will I see pictures of the type of guy that you can't stop thinking about and you shouldn't be thinking about? Or do I see pictures of guys that you should be thinking about? You know, now get into the older generations. Ladies, if I walk into your room, you know, what do I see? Do I see clutter? Do I see what do I see? Do I see sculpture? Do I see art? Do I see pictures of vacation resorts that you want to go to? You know, or do I see, you know, obituaries and, you know, I can't think of the term right now, but pamphlets, you know, for, you know, past funerals. Is that what's in your room? Yes, those people mean a lot to you, but there's some things that you have to have in the basement, in the attic, because if you can't walk into the next room, if you can't go to bed without being reminded of the people that you lost. Look, if you want to think of the people that you lost, put up pictures of heaven so that you'll think about where they are now. This is deeper than just, you know, thinking that you're beautiful or just feeling good about yourself. Your surroundings play a big part in that. They play a big part in that. See. Surroundings, that's a big thing. Another thing too is when you deal with people, how do you deal with people? Why do you deal with people? When people talk to you, what's your motive? What's your MO? What do you seek to get out of a conversation when you talk to someone? See, if you don't expect much out of a conversation when you talk to people, what kind of people do you think you're going to end up talking to? What kind of people do you think you're going to end up attracting? Do you seek to talk to guys that will make you feel good? Or do you seek to talk to guys that will bring out a better you? When you watch your favorite movies, you know, are you picking the movies that you watch based on the guys that will make any girl feel good? Or are you watching movies on guys that have the ability to bring out a better you? This is a big deal. Just to get back to the beauty side, the beauty, that's a very confusing thing. Very confusing. The reason why is because it's very ancient. And when something's so old, when something's so ancient in nature, it's going to be very, 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 very difficult to locate it, to go back to its roots, to understand what the purpose of this specific thing is. See? And beauty, one thing that a lot of people don't understand is that there's no beautiful people. You know, there's no such thing as a beautiful person. The beauty, all people are beautiful. All people is already in you. Beauty is, it's hard to put this in words, but bear with me. Beauty is, it's symbolic of the person. Whatever the person is whatever you're gonna see on the outside. For example, you could get around some nasty people, and I bet you probably know some people that, some nasty people, but they're beautiful on the outside. But the second you find out what they're about, they start looking less attractive. You ever notice that? Yeah. Now when you see them, you don't feel that this person is beautiful. Their looks completely go out the window. See? And when people focus on the beauty so much, they can have the look down pat, and come to find out it's just another wolf in sheep's clothing. So don't focus on the beauty so much. Understand that the beauty comes with being a real woman. It comes with being a real person. Once you work on that person good enough, the beauty comes out naturally. You'll end up going places with no makeup on. You'll just say, I don't feel like putting this on, I don't feel like doing all of this. You just go somewhere with no makeup, and people just start complimenting you. Watch, I bet you, I dare you. Start working on the person. Start working on the woman. And watch the reactions that you get. See, that's what it's all about. I seen this video. I was on Facebook for a second. Facebook is that's a time taker. It takes time. It's a real enemy of time. So whenever I get on, I try to jump on and jump off. Instagram, all of the social medias. But I seen this video. It was a social experiment, and it was called you might have seen this. It's called Beautiful Woman versus Breastfeeding Woman. All right, and there was a beautiful young lady. She was sitting on this bench in public, and people walking by and they complimented her, and they talked to her, and she got nothing but good responses, good, and she was dressing very, it was very flashy. She was very flashy in how she was dressing, but she was beautiful, right? But then they brought the young lady in that had a infant, and she was breastfeeding her infant in the bench. And now it was nothing elaborate, she was just breastfeeding. And people walked by with such disgust. and they were ridiculing her. They were, you know, even young ladies that, you know, I mean, they obviously don't care about having kids because they just walk by and say, "Oh, that's so disgusting." You know, young ladies. You know, I'm like, my goodness. And you know, I couldn't resist. I usually don't bite into um, social media, but I had to comment. I said, look, if you're disgusted by something natural, you're the one with the disgusting mind. If you're disgusted by something natural, you're the one with the disgusting mind. I mean, and this shows you where people are today. Now I'm going to get to my point, but I wanted to point that out to show you that you can't go by the norm. You can't go by the status quo, by what everyone else is going by, because what everyone else is going by is what's working for them right now. Especially today, everything is about right now. So it doesn't matter if it's morally good, it doesn't matter if it's just, it doesn't matter if it's right. If it's working right now, that's what the norm, that's what the status quo is going to go according to. See? So you don't want to go according to that. You don't want to see yourself according to how everyone else may see. It's not even you. It's most people when they put you, when people see you the wrong way and they don't even look at you for the person, you have to understand they're not looking at you. The second they seen you, they threw you into a specific crowd. They threw you into a group, into a statistic, right? And they judged you based on that statistic or that group. And they didn't get a chance to get to know you. See, I lived my life for the past umpteen years. I've been living a life where on the surface, you know, I take care of myself. I make sure that I look good in public, but I've learned how to develop my appearance to the point where when people first see me, that they see the look good, they see all of that, but when they first deal with me, they understand that it's going to be very hard for them to gain my approval. And if they give up so easily, I keep it moving. I keep going. And I move fast. I move very fast. I'm calm, I'm still, but I move fast. And if, you know, say if you didn't recognize me, but you see me in person, you'll probably get that same notion. It's very hard to get my approval. It's very hard to get into my circle. Why? Because that's valuable to me. My time is valuable to me. Me as a person, I value myself enough for me to be very picky with who comes into my circle. Now, some of you may be different. That's okay. But my point behind that is, I do that because I understand that very few people are going to dig deep enough to see who the person is behind who they see. You don't have to carry yourself the way I do. You don't have to be more standoffish, but just understand. Some people, you have to give them a chance before they figure out who you are. Some people, you have to give them a chance just to dig into you, just to see who you are. But you have to understand, people ridicule you if they come against you. 9 times out of 10, it's not you. It's the statistic that they choose to view you in. This is how a real woman carries herself. That's how a real woman carries herself. She understands. And in most cases, when a real woman, she becomes a real woman, she lives like this, she thinks like this, she acts like this, she deals with people with this mind state. What happens is, naturally she starts working on her physical appearance, because you can only become so beautiful on the inside before you gotta do something to the outside too. Sometimes it's natural. For ladies, I think it's very natural. A lot of the beauty that you see in beautiful women is very natural, because it just, the inside, it just naturally on the outside. Us fellas, we gotta work on the outside. You know, we're good people on the inside. We gotta work on the outside. There's not much natural looking good on the outside for us. We gotta work on that. You know, but ladies, you know, if you're beautiful on the inside, a lot of times, naturally, you're just gonna work on that on the outside. So as a real woman, once you start working on that, on the outside, what happens is you get used to people seeing that beauty. And as some time goes by, you notice, you know, it feels good at first. You meet some people, you see the new reaction, you talk to them, you give them a chance, they fail, you know. And as some time goes by, eventually you say, well, people are going to see what I look like before they even choose to care about what I am like. A real woman understands this. So guess what she does? She deals accordingly. And now when she's dealing with people, she has this in mind, and she says, well, if this person doesn't prove to me in any way that they can't see past my bust size or my waistline, then I'm not going to give in. If they can't see past that, if they don't even have the sense to pretend that they want to dig further, I'm going to keep it moving. And see, I used to think the real woman was still, she was very, very subtle. But I've came to the revelation that real women, they soar like a dove with wings. They don't stand still for nobody. They move fast. And I don't mean doing a lot of things at the same time. No, I mean, if you see a beautiful woman, a real woman, and she's in someone's presence, and they don't approach her, they don't make their calls, they don't make their approach, she's going to soar. She's going to grow wings and soar, and they miss their chance. That's a real woman for you. Now, why doesn't she stand still? When she has all this beauty, why doesn't she stand still? There's many reasons why, but the main reason I'll give you is because she understands that she doesn't have to stop. She understands that she's the prize. She understands that she's the prize. And whoever approaches her, if they can't see it, if they can't see her grace, her eloquence, her elegance, if they can't see it, they're just going to be air under her wings. That's a real woman. Am I saying that's a good means to be snobby, to think that you're better than anyone? No, no. See, because that brings me to that brings us to a queen, what a real queen is. Okay, so now you have a real woman. Now you have a queen. What does a queen do? All right, a real woman. Now, there's nothing wrong with the contrast. It's not good or bad. It's just levels to it. All right. But a woman, she does everything that it takes to be a better her. A real queen, she becomes a better her for the people around her to become better people. A real woman does everything that it takes for her benefit. A real queen does everything for the benefit of those around her. A real woman, a real wife comes into that. A real mother comes into that. A real woman has the ability to create a perfect home. A real queen has the ability to create a perfect queendom. A real woman creates a perfect home. A real queen creates a perfect queendom. What does that mean? That means that a perfect home, that will last for a generation. You know, for the kids. Then once the kids leave, they take the memories of that home. But a queen have nurturing and such qualities that are so potent, such potent qualities that she ends up creating a system where the people under that home go out and they live in this system and they create a perfect home, and then the people, the kids under them go out and they create a perfect home, and this is a system that goes on and on and on and can't be stopped until someone breaks it. That's a real queen. That's beyond just being a real woman. That's being a real queen. And the beauty on a queen is different. It's just different. It's different. We see a lot of, now ladies, if I'm talking about you, don't get offended. Just understand this is something for you to aim for. All right, with what I'm about to say. But there's a lot of young ladies out there that they understand that they're beautiful on the surface, and they understand that they're sexy on the surface. So they push sexiness and sexiness and sexiness. And they may have engaged in sexual activities. They may be sexually active, right? And many women believe that they could conceal that when they need to. You can't conceal that. That may not be on the mind and it may not be on the brain, but if you're around a real man, if you're around another woman, they're going to sense that you're sexually active. They're going to sense that, and you probably even know what you're doing. They can sense that. But a queen is untouched. And if she has a king, if she has a man, it's understood by all that only one man has access to her. And if she's single, it's clear that she's untouched. She's beautiful and she gets around other people. She's untouched. She's not sexually active, but she has the same capacity, same capabilities. And when she gets around other people, when she gets around other men, when she gets around other women, and they see her, they can sense this. And her sexuality is not just strong, it's not just potent, but it's sacred. Sacred beauty. Sacred sexuality. You know, it's one thing for me to give someone how can I put it? I'm big into the arts, so it's one thing for me to give someone a Augustus Prima Porta, right? And what that is, as a statue of Caesar Augustus. It's one thing for me to give someone a marble statue of Caesar Augustus made out of Italian marble, right? But it's another thing for me to give you a statue of Caesar Augustus out of Italian marble that was made by Michelangelo himself. That's sacred. That's untouched. No one's tampered with that. No one has had any part of this masterpiece except for the man himself. You know, I could give you a sculpture of La Pieta. That's a sculpture of Mary holding Jesus. You know, it's one thing for me to give you that. It's another thing for me to give you one by Michelangelo himself. That one is sacred. So, ladies, if you're already sexually active, you know, I'm not judging or anything of that nature. I would never do that. But this is something that you want to aim for, because there's no beauty like sacred beauty. You walk into a room and people understand this is a rarity. This is a rare woman here. And when people talk to you, they talk to you with respect. They deal with you with respect. It happens over time, but it's a lifestyle. If you're listening, you're like, all right, how do I get this? Where do I, give me the tools. How do I get to this? It's simple. It's the wisdom of God. You go to God, you go to Him, all right, you accept His Son, Jesus Christ, you accept Him, you read the Word, you find yourself in the Word, you accept His wisdom to just saturate your soul, and it becomes a lifestyle. You live it. You live this life. It's real. It becomes real to you. You may have many questions. That's all right. Just get saved now. Ask the questions later. Today is one of the only times in history, because everybody's coming to the truth. The truth is being revealed everywhere. You can't escape it. But it's one of the only times in history where you could talk to someone that believes in the Bible, and then you could talk to someone that tries to denounce the Bible with their own belief system, and they live according to, they could be living a completely different life. But they'll prove to you that the Bible is true themselves. All you got to do is know enough of the Bible and listen to them long enough. You'll see, oh, that's in the Bible. You took that from the Bible. So the questions are cool, but just put those questions on the faith, on Jesus, if He was real, all of that. Put it aside. Accept Him into your heart. Get Him into your heart. Get Him into your life. And then ask Him those questions. Ask the Lord those questions yourself. And this stuff, it becomes a part of your life. It becomes a lifestyle. You know, you may say, well, how come a lot of Christians don't live like that? Well, a lot of them don't believe what they teach, what they talk about, what they portray themselves to be. See, and what I'm doing, I know I'm going off topic, but I'm trying to answer. There's many questions that comes with these topics. These are very touchy, very heavy topics. And all I'm doing is just, running across the surface right quick. That's all I gotta do that sometimes. As a writer, as a philosopher, I have to do this. I have to go across all of the. So, But beauty, sacred beauty, that's what a queen has. Another thing that comes with the queen knows who her God is. A queen knows who her God is. You go throughout all of history, and all of these queens from different nations, they understood who their God was. Some of their gods were faithful. Some of them stabbed them in the back. And you will have to be a wise person to understand this, but that's the reality of some of those. But at the end of the day, they understood who their God was. And there's a confidence that comes with that. Now imagine if your God is the Almighty God, the one who was and is to come. Imagine that. And there's a confidence that comes with that. There's a grace that comes with your walk. It's just different. There's some of you ladies that are probably mad at the church. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad with you. There's a lot of stupid stuff that the church is doing right now. I'm mad with you. But don't be mad at God. Because half of the people that are causing you to get mad at them, look, if anyone that professes that they're of the Lord and they cause you to get mad at them, they're obviously not of the Lord. A lot of you ladies, you're mad at God, but the only reason why you're mad at God is because you don't know the enemy yet. You haven't met your real enemy. You haven't met who's causing these bad things in your life. It's not God. See, this stuff gets deep. I understand. That's what wisdom is, ladies. That's what wisdom is. It's the understanding of deep things. And it's okay for you to be wise. As a woman, you shouldn't rely on just beauty, ladies. Be wise too. Because whether you realize it or not, you gain a wisdom with those fantasies, with those novels, with everything that you watch that has some kind of spirituality in it. It's no coincidence to me that the most successful books, the most successful stories, the most successful romance stories, at some point in time, they get spiritual. At some point in time, they can't help it. They have to get spiritual in these stories, in these movies. They have to. So it's okay to have knowledge of spiritual things. It's okay to be wise. That's okay. Because once you walk in it, once you walk in the real, true wisdom, and if you could taste this godly wisdom, oh my goodness. I'm telling you, ladies, if you want more videos like this, check out Cleopatra. I'm thinking about doing mini series for you guys, because you need it. You need it right now. You ladies need you need you need a applause. You need a hand clap. You need a hug. You need someone to blow you a kiss every once in a while, to hug you and say, look, I'm there with you. Because, I mean, if you can't get it from your man, if you can't get it from your father, my goodness, where do you go? Go to God. Go to God. He hasn't let me down yet. And he won't let you down. Some of you may say, well, I prayed to him that he wouldn't let such and such leave my life. Trust me, many of the people that have left our lives, they were innocent bystanders of something that was going on spiritually. And the Lord, you have to bear with me, but there's many situations where the Lord has tried to warn them of certain things, and they didn't listen. And here you are watching this. Now you're praying to the Lord, but if you can hear him, he will probably be telling you, I tried to tell them, I tried to stop this from happening. This is real stuff. So getting back on the woman, getting back on the queen. A queen understands who her God is. A woman understands who she is. A queen understands who her God is. And her God reveals to her who she is. And life is just different for her. It's just different. You think I'm lying? Just go through history. See these things. And if you're a Bible-based believer, go through the Word. See these things. See, it's all there. If you don't feel like it, well, I got some bad news for you. You're going to have to learn by experience at some point in time. But if you stay on that right course, if your heart's right, you will get on, you will be on top. So, the woman, the queen, that's what it all comes down to. There's another thing too that I do want to touch on, because there's a lot of misconceptions here. Romance, eroticism, being promiscuous, or just being sexy. These are things that have really been puzzling, really questionable. I'll just put it like this. Being sexy is okay. What you want to ask yourself when doing so is, who are you being sexy for? Is it really just for you? Or are you being sexy for other men that you don't even know you, that don't even care about you, that you haven't even met yet? You're being sexy for guys that you haven't even met yet? No, you want to be sexy for you. That's what you want to ask yourself. A real woman, she's sexy for her. And being sexy, that's another part of beauty. They're sisters. Beauty, eroticism, or being sexy, those are the sisters. And you can't have one without the other. It's very possible to have one without the other. A great example is in the Middle East. Many Middle Eastern cultures, the women, they'll have their face covered, but their eyes will be revealed. You can see just in their eyes that they're beautiful. You can see that they're beautiful just with their eyes, but it's not sexy. See, so beauty, there can be beauty without sexiness. But when you understand these things, it gives you direction, and it gives you guidance of how to use these things. So if you're going somewhere, you want to understand why you're doing this. Is it just because of who you are, or are you trying to get someone's attention? Are you trying to get the attention of others? Here's another note. You might want to write this down. Attention comes to a real woman. She doesn't seek it. Attention comes to a real woman, but she doesn't seek it. She doesn't need attention. This may appear to be a contradiction because all women need attention. All of you guys need attention. But in terms of for your beauty, actually, let me cut that out. A real woman, because I'm not. This one I'm not sure. I'm not sure if right now a lot of women are looking for attention for their beauty. I think this is what I believe, but I believe that the main objective is still for the heart, for the person. I think a lot of women today are using their beauty to bring people to the heart. I think that's still the matter. I don't think there's see, then again though, there's the harlots, so the harlot definitely doesn't care about the heart. They want you to see the beauty. But so now I kind of talk myself to that. That happens. But I'll just put it like this. The woman, she's beautiful, and people see the beauty, and she gets attention, but she doesn't seek it. She doesn't use her beauty to get attention. That's not her game. That's not what she goes for. What the woman does is she just walks into rooms. That's what the woman. That's not even the queen. That's not even the queen. The woman, she walks into rooms, and people come to her. Imagine how much more for a queen. The queen doesn't go to nobody. People come to the queen. Imagine how much more for the queen. So the woman and the queen, they walk into rooms, and the attention comes to them. A woman never questions, a real woman never questions if she'll ever get attention. She never questions it. A woman understands that if she doesn't get attention from this guy, she could get it from someone else. She understands that if she don't get attention from this colleague, she could get it from someone else. That's a real woman. Because, as we addressed a little earlier, all women need attention. That's your God-given purpose, is to get attention. And it's not just so you feel good. No, If you really look deep down inside, the attention makes you feel good because you're being appreciated, and the appreciation feels good because you understand that you're being useful in someone's life. You're being meaningful in someone's life. You're doing something in someone's life. Just your presence, you're being a good companion to those that you're around, to those that you deal with. And the attention is proof that you're good company. That's one of your God-given calls, one of your God-given purposes. Is in your genetics, is in your DNA. That's what being a woman is all about. Naturally, that's already in you. No one has to teach you that. It's in you. So a real woman, she doesn't ever question if she could be good company. She doesn't ever question if she could get attention. Now a queen, she doesn't ever question if her attention could change the life of anyone that she comes in contact with. She never questions it. A queen knows that her attention, that her presence changes things. You could have a room full of men arguing over and getting ready to fight over a bowl of ravioli. Let a queen walk into the room. They're gonna stop fighting for a second. Some of them, they're stubborn and they're gonna keep, but they're gonna be distracted for a second and realize that I don't even know what I was mad about. There's beautiful women out there like that, and I'm mad over this bowl of ravioli. See, and I know I'm being melodramatic, but you have to catch this. A real queen, when she walks into a room, she understands that her presence changes things. For example, you have a meeting, right? Between two how can I put this? You have two you have two CEOs working. They're in a meeting and they're negotiating a bubble. All right. Or in lay terms, that's a merge. That's a merge, a partnership between two companies, right? Now, one of the CEOs that initiated this merge, his secretary isn't with them, and she's a queen. She's just a queen in nature. And she's very resilient, very very virtuous, right? But I'm sorry, not resilient. She's very virtuous. She's very elegant in nature. But she's not with the one that initiated this merger. Now they're having this meeting and things are starting to go south. This guy, he's listening. He's like, all right, this sounds good, but, I just don't feel it. Now the secretary, she comes in. She's late, but she comes in. She's a queen, mind you. She has a queen-like nature. She walks in. Now she starts to take the floor. You think that other CEO's not going to sign on the dotted line? A queen always understands that her presence changes things. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Like, share, subscribe. Love you guys. Cleopatra, ladies. Check out every single one of those videos. Get ready for the book. I may do books on that. I can really see myself doing books on that. The album, beautiful album, by Peter Parker, and check that out. All right, like this, share this, subscribe this, share it to everyone that you know. Love you. Stay wise.